Well, you'd expect Huddersfield to really rip them apart, because I just got the impression that Nathan Brown's tactics was to ensure that they just tired their opposition out. They utilised down the middle and on the short blind side. Very few linking qualities between Kevin Brown and Denny Brough. I think you'll see a different style from the Giants in this second stanza, mainly due to the fact I think both Brown and Brough will stand a lot wider from the play the ball area and give their three quarters many chances.
But John Keir, Phil, made the point during the half-time break that, and they've lost it here, have Castleford, so maybe this point will not be worth talking about. But what he said was, the longer this goes on at 6-0, Castleford will just hunt a mistake, will hunt an interception, and you never know.
No, you don't, but at the moment, Huddersfield have possession. They seem to have the bigger, better, higher quality players, and in a great position here to start the second half here from this scrum. So it will be difficult for Castleford, and I think Nathan Brown and the Huddersfield supporters are hoping that their side can fire here, taking it now towards the centre of the field, giving them both sides to attack from here.
Huddersfield in possession. Keith Mason has returned, as you see. Here is Brown, and he gets the ball again, and he showed it to Fatuira and took the tackle himself. Only the second tackle, but they're 10 metres away from the line. David Fayumu gives it to Robinson. Robinson to Mason. Mason drives it in once more. The Castleford defence stands firm. Not much more ground made forward, but what about this now with Brown? He gives it to Danny Brough, and he steps through a couple, stands, and he'll play the first knock-on.
I think you'll find that it came off Robinson. Nice step from Brough. No, it wasn't. It was Brown, sorry. Brown definitely got a fingertip to it. This should be head and feed for the Tigers. Nice step. Higgins certainly was giving away a penalty. A few words said
I think it's dissent, yes. He's telling Brett Hodgson someone was carrying on about losing the ball. And
well, they should realise, Eddie. I mean, they've been around long enough to...
Well, they should realise with Steve Ganson
That's what I'm
concerned,
saying,
they're not going to win.
You're never going to beat Steve Ganson.
Well, we've seen some of the beauties of Danny Brough with his kicking game, but perhaps we've seen one of the downsides of Danny Boy.
Here is Hubie. This is Sargent. Castleford now inside the Huddersfield half. They weren't there much further forward. Much in the first half, to be fair.
Well, they're in a pretty good position now, and we've already seen a couple of nice little moves from Ryan McGoldrick.
That was him on the ball there. He gave it to Steve Snitch. But again, the Giants' defence stands firm. Here is Thompson, and Hubie will drive it in.
They're unable, though, to do things with the fluency or pace that will be necessary, I feel, to break through Huddersfield's defence. At the moment, everything's at about 80% when they're attacking.
This is Hudson, stabs the ball down, looking for the chance here, and has he got the ball down, Ryan Clayton?
No, nowhere near it, sadly, but it was a nice little jink. Ryan Hudson showing all the skill and flair, pushed it through, and he just couldn't get to it. But nice option, that should be a warning to the Giants.
It should indeed. Let's go down to Bill, half-time news.
Well, Eddie, we saw signs in the first half of Nathan Brown getting frustrated with his side, and you'd anticipate that maybe there was a bit of a fiery encounter in the dressing room at half-time, but apparently the paint is still on the walls in the Giants' dressing room. He was pretty calm, and he wants his side to stay calm, remain patient. They were anticipating that the Castleford Tigers, after the Monday they endured and some of the stick they got from their supporters, that it would be a dogged performance from this Castleford side. That it's been, and Huddersfield is just going to keep grinding them down, trying to keep battering away, confident that this resistance can't go on and that they will gradually get out with a clear victory. But the Tigers taking real pride from their efforts so far. Terry Madison full of praise for his side and hoping that they can cling on here. And the longer they can do that, as you've mentioned earlier on, the longer they can do that, then the more chance they have of maybe, just maybe, sneaking something on the scoreboard.
Great defence, though, from Huddersfield. Mason leading the way, clapping his hands, trying to rise the spirit of the Giants. Furlongo follows him in. But maybe a significant moment in the match, because Danny Brough, while Bill was talking, has been sent, well, not sent, he's been taken off the field by Nathan Brown. But this is good defence here from Huddersfield. That's the last tackle they've made, just 15 metres forward. The kick here has to be good. and it's straight down the throat of Brett Hodgson.
Well, that was a magnificent defensive set, was it, from the Huddersfield Giants? They really revved up, and the ref count went through the roof there. Castleford denied any yardage, indifferent kick, and now it's up to the Giants to take advantage of that.
Lawrence is grounded. There is Griggs. And Mason this time stopped dead in his tracks.
Well, he's put in a few hits himself as Keith Mason, but he got the works there, and he's not too... It didn't look fresh, that's for sure. Oh,
great ball. Great ball from Fayumu. Rally is halted by Tucson.
Do you know, in that first half, we saw Brett Hodgson. He never came second rate. He is now.
And here is David Hodgson. And there's the second try for the Giants. And the second try for David Hodgson. Almost a carbon copy finish from Hodgson. But Huddersfield, their defensive set, when the Tigers had possession, set the platform, they upped the ante, and then they flooded forward in attack, and David Hodgson over for his second try of the night, his 9th of the campaign.
Beautiful offload, and boy, was it taken well there by Andy Raleigh. But full credit, this is the first real opportunity that Hodgson has come on that second phase. It's something that they utilised all last year. You see Kevin Brown, he's looking for the fullback to come on the arc, and there he is. You can see how McGoldrick had just sucked in. It was enough for Hodgson to go in. That's the second try for him tonight. And I was just making the point in regards that during that first half, Brett Hodgson was standing very much in one line with all the attacking, and that's what indicated to me that Nathan Brown, the Giants coach, has indicated we will just pulverise them in the first 40, and then we'll release people like this into the three-quarter line.
Brett Hodgson. And the referee wants a word with the Castleford water carrier now. While he is having his chat with him, let me tell you that David Hodgson is on a hat-trick. Tonight he got 3 tries in the away win at Castleford last year.
Stay with your team, because if he misses a goal and takes it again, you're not going to be happy, are you? We'll be further.
If you're going to come on, stay with your team. Because if Brett Hodgson misses with the kick and then he's ordered to retake it because he's been put off by the luminous jacket and the movement, wouldn't be happy. And that's probably the understatement of the year for Castleford.
What about those guys in the corner under the floodlights? Will they be putting him off?
They're the touch judges, John. That's a great kick. That's a wonderful kick. I don't think even a luminous jacket would put Brett Hodgson off. Fantastic. 12-0. Hodgson, 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 Hodgson.
There's a great example in that try of just how important it is passing off the inside foot. Kevin Brown did that. You know, so many people drift towards the sideline in our sport, and coaches often talk about straightening up the player. If you step back onto the inside foot, it holds up the defenders, and it just helps create the space that Hodgson provided for Hodgson.
12-0, start of the second half. Will the dam now break?
Well, they can't be complacent and just think that this Tiger outfit are going to lie down. They won't do that, that's for sure. They showed enough spirit. Whether they've got the petrol in the tank, we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be crucial when it gets to the final quarter. But they're still putting in some big hits there to the Tigers.
They are, and Farlongo's running very, very quickly and very strong. This is Griggs doing the same and backing his way towards the opponent's line, taking Paul Jackson with him. Raleigh halted. Good work by Hubie. Griggs again finds Robinson. The runner's Fayumu. Over his shoulder, great pass to Robinson. Important tackle by Shenton.
Another great offload, isn't it, Fayumu?
Last one here for Huddersfield. Kevin Brown dinks it over the top. Ainscough collects it. Now can Castleford work this ball away from their own line?
It won't be easy. You can see them getting out of the blocks very, very quickly indeed. And I must say, Keith Mason has been leading the pack superbly tonight.
Young Thompson, nowhere to go. They actually lost ground there. It's a great effort again from Huddersfield, just 13 metres forward. This is the 5th tackle coming up here. Jackson trying to get them out of trouble, can't do so. Down he will go. 23 metres gained, and Mason and company doing a great job. McGoldrick's kick, sliced. Oh, but hang on. Hodgson just let that go. This is Hewson, it's play on. Here's Ainscough. Ainscough, desperate to get the kick away, and does. Well, on a mistake from Huddersfield, they've done all right, the Castleford Tigers.
Certainly have. Nice little offload there from Chris Tucson.
Here goes Griggs.
Yeah, that's the second good run we've seen there. It seemed that the Castleford side very slow to get markers 1 and 2.
Mason.
Well, Keith Mason has certainly pepped the defensive lineup, but I'll tell you, Scott Griggs has pepped the offensive lineup with these little darts from dummy half.
2 players who've only played once over the Easter weekend, and I suppose with far longer, you're starting to see the freshness, the benefit that Nathan Brown's had by bringing in players who haven't played twice, and maybe even at times, I think then wanting to prove to the coach and the teammates that they need to be in the side for the next game.
Robinson, that's charged down, and Hewson will pick this up. It's bounced nicely for Hewson. It's a great chase back, though, by Luke Robinson. And Brett Hodgson, they want to get on with it quickly. Shenton's all on his own. And they're offside, Huddersfield, but they won't worry about that because now the defensive line is settled again.
Substitution for the Castleford Tigers coming on number 29, Michael Cooper, number 8.
Great effort, though, wasn't it, from the youngster Hewson there, and he's bought Castleford a bit of territory now, and it's up to them, whether it's from a last tackle kick or whatever, just to capitalise upon it.
Hudson waits at dummy half, 10 metres away, and another penalty, not standing square again. That's got to be about the 3rd or 4th time, and the referee will have a word.
Yeah. Well, it is about time. He'll bring over the captain, Brett Hodgson. It has been a problem for both sides, but more on the Giants.
I've had a couple of penalties. Next time I'll take action.
Well, they're on a warning now. So here comes the Castleford Tigers in the shape of Jackson. First real threat on this Huddersfield line for quite some time. Thompson.
And again, superb sliding defence. They're not getting excited, the Giants.
This is Mike Cooper just back on the field. Ryan Hudson weighing up the options both ways here. Comes to his right and finds McGoldrick. It's a stuttering run from McGoldrick, halted by Brown and Griggs.
Well, there's not enough dummy runners as far as the Tigers are concerned. They're not kidding this Giants defence.
Jackson again.
It's good hard work, but they need someone to just confuse them. Now they grub it into the in-goal, surely.
Hudson gets it away. Netherton does exactly that. That's a knock-on.
Ooh, Hodgson
they're offside. They're offside, Huddersfield.
Brett Hodgson did very well indeed there. He just ricocheted all over the place, but he got the arm out in time.
Well, this is set number 4, so this is the best period of pressure that the Tigers have had all game.
Can they do anything with it? Jackson puts his head down, drives it in. The Huddersfield defence stands firm so far. Hudson flicks the pass. Steve Snitch! Halted by Huddersfield's defence. Ryan Hudson's pointed the way. Here's McGoldrick again. And this is Shenton. David Hodgson and Kevin Brown very quick. Out of defence, Stuart Jones. Now it's with Hubie. Good tackling by Huddersfield. They're finding it very difficult to penetrate this defence, the Tigers.
And that's why they'll have to utilise a kick. No, they've got the overlap.
They have McGoldrick. Oh, McGoldrick's pass was poor.
It came off a Huddersfield player. They'll get head and ball with the Tigers. Well, that's the first real opportunity in the second half. And McGoldrick tried to whip the ball away, and it came off the hand. Huddersfield player. Yep. Little bit head and feet. No doubt about that. Fatawira, Lalisi, should I say, who's picked up a knock as well. Well, short blindside.
So this is the 5th set of 6 at this Huddersfield defence in quick succession, isn't it?
Yeah, we've admired the Tigers' resolve, but you've got to admire the Huddersfield Giants' online defensive resolve as well. Because they look very comfortable at the minute, but 5 sets is a heck of a lot to withstand.
It is. This is Jones with the first drive in this latest set of 6. Hudson waits, finds McGoldrick. McGoldrick then with the pass to Shenton. He steps inside one. Neat little run from him.
Should be a penalty.
Still not standing square at the marker. Here is McGoldrick. It's Cooper.
And again, a lot of effort from the Tigers, but they need somebody dummy running. There's nobody trying to confuse them.
It's Netherton. Short ball from him. Snitch is grounded on the 4th. Ryan Hudson waits the dummy half. It comes in field to QB. He offloads a little wildly, but it's collected by Netherton. They go wide to McGoldrick, further wide again to Ryan Clayton.
Solid as a rock.
Now can they force a 6th set? No, they can't. Brett Hodgson positioned himself perfectly then.
Just come to daddy time, wasn't it?
When you can see why they're so difficult to score against.
He'll penalise Hodgson.
Wow, they're going to make it 7 sets.
You can't dummy like that and get away with it. And Brett Hodgson inquires that home fans don't like it, but you can't hesitate and do the dummy.
He said he tried to force the line up and catch them offside, the defensive line, that is. So the penalty goes Castleford's way.
That should be
and
another
it goes
penalty.
again.
And it should be in the bin. That's professional foul as far as I'm concerned.
Here they come again then with Hubie once more.
Oh, we might get to double figures. Forward on now, John, 8.
I've lost count, Steve-o.
Netherton with the pass to Stuart Jones. Could have been obstruction against the runner.
No, he went on the different angle. That's why he got away with it.
Hewson was the runner. Here is Hudson. This is Jackson.
Well, this is incredible defence.
It's a great test, isn't it, of the Giants' resolve. McGoldrick, short ball. Cooper! He's
got it down.
Has he got it down? Is it a knock-on? Mike Cooper, who has scored 2 tries in his short on-loan career from Warrington. Is it a knock-on?
Or is it stripped? It's no try, but is it stripped? It's one-on-one, I think. So that will be classified as a ball going backwards.
Oh, there's too many in the tackles there, Steve-o.
Yeah,
Hodgson joins in.
just touch. Yeah, this should be a penalty. I think you'll find that it's been released. Michael Lawrence gets the right arm, deliberately pulls it away, and he certainly has got a hand on him as Brett Hodgson. This should be no try, but I think it'll be a penalty. And Castleford, surely, we've got double figures.
In consecutive sets of 6 against the Huddersfield line.
This is important though as well, because it's allowing the Giants to get some oxygen in the lungs after all that hard work in defence.
It's stripped out by Lawrence, that I have no doubt.
And that happens in the field of play, which means that the penalty and restart will occur in the field of play, we suspect.
We suspect it's Ian Smith who is the video referee, though. It's his decision.
He's got to decide whether Brett Hodgson has got a hand on the Castleford player, and I think he has. Well, if the Giants get away with that, and the defence so strong, Nathan Brown will be very, very pleased indeed.
Well, here comes the decision from Ian Smith. It is no try. And he's given a scrum down to the defence, so he's ruled the Cooper knocked on.
Just, yes, lost possession.
Well, I think Nathan Brown knows, and I'm sure Terry Mattison will agree, that maybe Castleford were a bit hard done by there. He knew it was no try, but I'm with you. I think the ball was stolen in 2-man tackle.
Well, it looked that way. Michael Lawrence, to me, definitely had the right arm, definitely on the ball.
Well, this is where good sides, you know, put some pressure on with the defence. Can the Tigers do that? Pretty hard to contain a team, and guys like Farlongo are going to charge it forward.
Well, they feel that they've escaped there with all the pressure on their line, Huddersfield. They've escaped and now they want to do something about it. Here's Griggs trying to do exactly that.
But like
again, though, solid Castleford defence on show.
Yeah, it was, but none better than what we've just witnessed there from the Giants. They really did stand up and be counted. They worked hard, and they really just shuffled Castleford around.
And the Tigers, when you say have been shuffled around now, they've actually got a new fullback operating on the back play as the Huddersfield shift it twice before kicking. And this man here, perhaps Ryan McGoldrick, is now the most dangerous threat for the Castleford Tigers. And kick returns or floating around in an attacking situation, he's given now the freedom to move wherever he likes in the pitch. And with a penalty here, where will this one go? Oh, the other way now.
Kicking out, I think. Well, he was trying to get to his feet, wasn't he?
Well, it looked a little bit vicious, I must say. The right boot missed, the left boot didn't. It was right into the chest of Scott Griggs.
You can often tell with the reactions of other players, and I'm certain Scott Griggs wasn't too happy with the McGoldrick's actions there.
Well, here come Huddersfield. This is a great opportunity for them. Crabtree.
Robinson could be the key here on the right-hand side.
Griggs. And Griggs again. Back to Robinson. And the pass was behind the winger. He wanted the kick, actually. He was calling for the kick into the corner. Was Jamal Alisi.
Robert ran it slightly, not the best pass from Luke Robinson. You could see he was screaming for the football. They knew exactly what was going to happen, and Jamal Alisi goes over and just taps him on the head and said maybe it's that was a 50-50. Who were both as bad.
So Castleford survived the assault.
Bit of a swinging arm there from Lee Gilmore. Looking to get away with it. They just ducked under it.
Tewson plays the ball. Here is Ainscough.
Surrender!
2 Wiganers on loan at the Jungle. This is Kirk Netherton now. 12-0, and we've had almost an hour. This is McGoldrick. Short ball to Jackson. Lost it forward.
Huddersfield ball.
Bit of a squeeze there. Good work by Kevin Brown. Just brought the right hand down. Jackson could not keep it under control. He knows it as well.
Well, after all that pressure on the Huddersfield line, you have to look down the last time that the Castleford, or rather the Huddersfield Giants, have nilled Castleford, or the Castleford rather have been nilled in the Super League. I'm sorry to tell you this, John, it was August the 5th, 2006, or I'm actually delighted to tell you it was August the 5th, 2006, because your Wakefield beat Castleford 18-0. It was your first game in charge.
Correct, I could have told you that, Eddie, without looking at any stats.
Well, you might have been a better job than me reading it all. We got there in the end, though.
Bit of a throttle tackle there on Gilmore. Pleads to the touch judge on this near side.
But 12-0, Castleford are still in this after an hour, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they'll be frustrated, Eddie, with so many chances that they had. I mean, so much possession, and they just couldn't break it.
Here's Hodgson, just delayed the pass, and he gets it wide this time to Lalisi, who applies the brakes and then cuts inside.
Tremendous work by Lalisi. Looked all the world going down on the outside towards the whitewash.
Hands in the ruck against Castleford. Wait, it's a Huddersfield penalty.
Well, that welter of possession that Castleford has that riled the crowd because of Steve Ganson giving them penalties, it's really livened the game up, hasn't it?
Here's Crabtree. He can liven any game up. Brough returns to the fray. Robinson gets the ball in field. Here's Griffin, and he's lost it now.
2 knock-ons.
It's a scrappy affair.
Yeah, it has not been a classic, that's for sure, and you could see the frustration on the face of the coach, Nathan Brown. It's always a gamble, though, when you play that short, flat pass.
And this is only the second time, of course, that Nathan Brown has experienced this 8-day period of 3 games. Be interesting to hear what he says about it during the programme that follows on the red button, Super League Extra Time. We talk to the coaches, of course, and that might be one of the topics of conversation. This is Shenton.
Well, I think we've got to realise that we can't expect top quality rugby league football because they are two very, very tired sides out there.
Hudson is the dummy half for the Castleford Tigers. Comes infield to Ryan McGoldrick, taking on the line, but losing out to Michael Lawrence and David Falongo.
Blindside, get the kick down.
Little stab through by Kirk Netherton, but well watched by Lolisi.
Pretty well, good option. It's getting to that point now where the Tigers know they've got to test their arm. It's not going to be easy to get through this Giants defence, and that's the reason why they're opting for either the short kick, maybe the chip over the top. But they're still in there, they're still driving, they're still defending for their lives out there to the Tigers.
Brown moves it on, Gilmore gives it wide to Fatuira. He tried to push Shenton away.
Now this is where Huddersfield have to get a little bit wider and stand a little bit further back. They've been far too flat throughout this game.
That's Darryl Griffin, and that's the last tackle this set of 6.
Will they go for the power play? No, it looks like the kick.
Brown and Brough, and up it goes, straight up in the air. Oh, and well, he got away with that because it came off his feet. Ainscough.
Very fortunate indeed. It was a towering kick by Danny Brough. Did make contact at Ainscough, but it bounced backwards.
Wainwright has it for Castleford, 10 metres inside his own half.
On the mark.
Hudson to Mike Cooper. Well, 3 loan signings to make Castleford, or keep Castleford competitive in this super competitive Engage Super League 15. And 12-0 against Huddersfield here, with all their injury problems, is not a bad result. They are competitive. And here is Shenton. The tackle wasn't completed by Brown, it is by Gilmore. Last one.
Well done.
Admirable Huddersfield defence, though. Off the boot of Netherton now, he slices it wide.
Turnover.
Little bit of turnover.
He lost it there, did Oliver Holmes.
It must be so frustrating for the players and Terry Madison, in as much that they're realising that they have not, in fact, they've only made 1 clean break throughout the game. And it's frustrating to know that the only way you can get anywhere with a chance is to use the kicking game. But that period for 10 minutes when Castleford, what, 10 or 11 sets on a trot, still couldn't get over. Amazing stuff by the Giants defence.
It was. They didn't really threaten, though, Castleford, did they? I mean, maybe that is a testament to the Huddersfield defensive quality.
Well, it is, Eddie. When you're playing against the Giants, who are known as the best defenders in this country, the week after they've lost the game, or just a few days after they've lost the game, you know you're going to have to do something special to score. Kevin Brown's kick here goes over the sideline, does it? Just according to the touch judge. So the ball will be back, and it's an opportunity for Castleford. 15 on the clock, just 12 behind. They can get 1 try. They certainly have the attacking ability to get excited and get a second, but it's just getting that first one. They need somewhere where the Shenton can be given the ball with some time and space, or McGoldrick. Those will be the 2 players I think most dangerous.
John, see if you can remember this one. I'm going to throw at you now. A couple of years ago, you came here with a Weekend Wakefield team, didn't you? And you beat the Giants.
I think it was by 2 points, I believe, and it was a cracking game, was that one?
But look at this forward pass. That is very poor play there by Netherton. He should have done it. He knew that the man was in front, right in front of the official, Steve Ganson. Even he couldn't miss that.
Wasn't that the beginning of the likes of Bibb and Pitts?
It was. That's exactly right. Those young people were thrown out there, and it was sink or swim, and they swum very, very well indeed. And it's very similar to Oliver Holmes, who was making his debut today for Castleford.
Hodgson's on a hat-trick. Hodgson gets the hat-trick. Well, 3 tries, for David Hodgson tonight. 3 in the away win at Castleford last year. That takes him into double figures for 2010. I know that was a little bit of a stroll in for a winger of the stature of David Hodgson, but boy, he still knows his way to the line, this fella, doesn't he? 10 tries for the season.
All came about by this shocking play by Netherton. And from this position, Brown again, super stuff. Fatawira says go over, and it's hat-trick time for David Hodgson. Brown's pass was superb, so was Fatawira, and the winger excels and celebrates, and rightly so.
5th hat-trick of David Hodgson's career. He got 1 for Wigan against Hull 10 years ago, and he has had 4 now for Huddersfield. Against Castleford twice, Wakefield and Hull Kingston Rovers earlier this year. So, well, he's had difficult kicks tonight. This is the 3rd from out on the touchline, about 5-6 metres further infield than the previous 2. Can he add the extras once again? No problem. No problem at all for the man of steel. But Hodgson makes it 18-0 to Huddersfield.
The point what I was making in regard to Castleford not utilising the dummy runner, you can't say that on this occasion from Huddersfield. Comes right through, centre says, take it cleanly, and you got your hat-trick.
And he took it cleanly, and he got the hat-trick. 18-0. Probably now it is a bridge too far for Castleford. Looks like Huddersfield will continue their winning sequence here at home, and it looks like they will, I think I'm right in saying, I think they'll leapfrog St Helens ahead of the Saints game this weekend.
But the challenge for Castleford now is a very different one. It's to make sure that the floodgates don't really open. They've just got to show that same resolve and determination that they have throughout this game to make sure that the Giants don't run riot.
Well, here they come with Aspinwall. They've got a fantastic defence, just 23 conceded in 10 rounds and 68 minutes. They'll look to maintain that. Danny Brough stepping out of the challenges. Here is Luke Robinson. They must score wide. That look forward to Lolisi now. The try will be given. But Danny Brough with a little hop, skip and a jump. And Jamal Lolisi with the try in the corner. Castleford now simply running out of puff, running out of numbers. And Huddersfield Giants looking to improve their points difference. Jamal Lolisi.
I think it took the stuffing out of him.
First try of the season, first try for 11 months, Steve.
I'm just saying that it took the stuffing out of him. Danny Brough, superb. Robinson looking jinked away, just pulled McGoldrick in, and it was all so easy for the winger Jamal Lolisi. Danny Brough, nice step, nice bend. Same from Robinson. Once they combine, they're going to give the 3/4, and Lolisi had a smile on his face as wide as Christmas Day before he actually got this ball. There you see him, it's mine, he says, you beauty.
Jamal Lolisi, first try in 11 months, first try on this ground for almost 2 years.
Eddie, you talk about maybe when Castleford just had the stuffing taken out of him. I think it definitely came when they had the possession. It was still only 12-0. Netherton, the forward pass at the scrum. And the heads, sadly, has gone down, and the energy level, well, it's joined them.
Well, Brett Hodgson, as Castleford stand wearily behind their own line, Brett Hodgson has kicked superbly from this side of the field all night. Can he do it now from the opposite side? And the answer is yes. Tremendous kick. 24-0. Huddersfield, well, they've won the match. It's just now a question of by how many.
And we posed a question, didn't we, during that first half? Were the tactics by the Giants going to be sufficient enough, because all they did were quite happy to just bundle the big fellas into the Castleford defence, tire them out, had them working overtime. But fair credit to the Giants, when they had to dig deep, they did that for a period of 10-15 minutes where Castleford were all over them but couldn't find a chink in their armour.
And the drive from Noel Crabtree just knocked Oliver Holmes off his feet. 9 minutes to go. Big Earl.
And they'll be hunting for more points, I feel now. The linking quality and against a tired defence, running from dummy half.
Brown slips one, slips two, gets it to Gilmore. Hodgson is on for four, but he's not going to get it on this occasion. Hubie buries him. Beg your pardon, it was Chris Tewson who buries him. Brown pops it up, Griffin. Last tackle here for Huddersfield. Brown and Brough. Stabs the ball in between Ainscough and McGoldrick, and it runs deep.
Nice option, though, that Nathan Brown has utilised with the Huddersfield side. They don't make sure that Danny Brough is in that first receiver from the ball to get the kick. They shove him out wide, just gives him a split second more to decide which way to kick.
Great work from Robinson. 2 tackles on the bounce there.
I was going to say, Eddie, if I don't know what batteries that Luke Robinson's running on, but my word, get us some, because his energy levels have been absolutely sensational tonight. He's been out there for 80 minutes, and a lot of it has been in the middle of the field as a hooker.
They get a penalty here to the Tigers for a high shot. Robinson only his second game at hooker tonight. That's where he started. He's operated at scrum half for a part of the time, with Danny Brough being off the field. He started against the Catalan Dragons last week.
And 31 tackles, Eddie. That's not a bad effort, is it?
Tremendous effort. Here is Tewson again for the Tigers.
Go.
Hudson. And QB. Netherton and McGoldrick. This defence stands firm again, but it's another test coming in here late in the game now. 7 minutes to go. Can they keep them out? It's a good drive forward, that is, by Oliver Holmes. Hudson, back it comes, it's Netherton. Netherton gives it to Stuart Jones, good tackle by Gilmore. I don't know whether they're on a bonus to keep the Tigers try less, but they might actually be picking it up here, because that's Ainscough who's on it, but he grounded the ball on the other side of the whitewash.
And again, they're being forced, the Tigers, to opt for the kick.
In the middle now.
This occasion it was Ryan Hudson, but Ainscough could not get there quick enough.
Here's David Hodgson.
It's been a tough encounter. Even though the scoreline suggests it's been one-way traffic, it really has been a great effort by the Tigers, under strength. So many of their stars missing. They really have impressed me, and Terry Madison can feel proud about it. Won't be too happy with the scoreline, but he was only late in the game when the Giants are starting to take control of it. Still more time. And here's Robinson, who has been ever so busy.
Big Earl Crabtree, great offload round the corner. Brett Hodgson hangs on under pressure. Here's Danny Brough. Now it's Luke Robinson. This is Kevin Brown. Stabs the kick through. It's picked up by Ryan McGoldrick. Being forced back. Well, it won't be a bad Easter for Huddersfield after all. They lost to Salford on Monday. They blitzed the Catalan Dragons on Good Friday, and they've won here tonight.
And
so
again,
4 from 6, and many coaches, we speculated about this on Boots and All on Wednesday, Steve. I don't know whether you caught the show, but we speculated that you know, some coaches actually would settle for 4 out of 6 on this tough Easter campaign.
well, I suppose you're right, but they want to try to get as many points as possible. Though I must say, Nathan Brown made it quite clear if he had the opportunity, he would pick the same side that he took to Salford. He's adamant that he didn't do the wrong thing. And that gives a lot of credit to the way that the Reds were to go. Opportunity there. Furlongo said to himself, I could have raced away for a try, and he probably could as well. Not the best little kick through by McGoldrick. There was no one at home because it was the fullback that put the kick through. And that's where Ryan McGoldrick has been playing over the last 20 minutes.
Just over 4 minutes remaining. Head and feed to the Castleford Tigers. And here is Ryan Clayton. He's one of 5 former Huddersfield players in this Tigers squad. They're going to go home beaten, but as Steve-O said, Terry Mattison, he will have pride in their performance, but he won't be happy with the scoreline. They're on course to nil a team on home soil for the first time in Super League. Here are the Giants. And having said that, just watch Castleford Tigers go up the other end and score. Ryan Clayton now. McGoldrick was the dummy half. Here is Jackson. I don't think they can though with defence like this, and that's play on. Lost it then, did Paul Jackson.
Well, you can't blame Jackson and prop forward trying to keep it alive. They at least want to try to get some points on the board. No team likes to go off the paddock with a 0 to their team.
Nice run from Brown, but halted by the tackle from Stuart Jones. Up the middle, Danny Brough thought he was on the way to the try line. This is Luke Robinson. Hodgson. Infield it goes to Brough. Oh, he's in a bit of trouble, but he gets himself out of trouble. In fact, he does almost pretty well, and then gets caught in possession for the second time.
Just raises the arm and said a little bit greedy there, should have opted for maybe the kick through, but it's been impressive at times. It hasn't been the game for 3 quarters, and it has not been at times pretty, but it's been tough. If you like your rugby league old-fashioned, where the forwards have just bounced into each other, it's been a rugged battle up front. And what I assumed would be an easy road for the Giants, especially with their big forwards. That's the amount of praise that you've got to heap on this Castleford outfit. They're really giving everything.
Here goes Stuart Jones again, and now it's McGoldrick. Short ball, Tewson hangs on to it. This is McGoldrick again. Infield it comes. Hubie from Netherton. Netherton then takes the return, finds Mitchell Sargent. Furlongo's been everywhere tonight when he's been on the field, really has. Holmes, the dummy half, 20 metres away. Netherton stabs the kick through. Nasty bouncing ball, but dealt with so easily by Brett Hodgson.
Well, we've seen Nathan Brown shaking his head at times, Eddie, but I think what his team have done here tonight is reassert their dominance in defence. It was what made them successful, relatively successful last year in finishing 3rd and getting into the playoffs. And I think, again, it was important, having suffered the defeat at Salford, that they put down a marker to themselves and to everybody else that, listen, we are a good defensive side as well.
And they're now
attack.
Showing their attack. Brett Hodgson couldn't get the ball away, though. There were 3. Oh, and then he loses it, Brett Hodgson. That's maybe fatigue. But there were supporters of his, certainly both sides. Maybe couldn't get the ball away one way, but Robinson gives it to him, and you think he's over under the sticks.
Well, I think they'll be content, won't they, Huddersfield, to hear the hooter at the end of
I think they both will be.
27 seconds.
Wait. Loose forward. Come on. Okay.
So, maybe the last couple of tackles left in the match. The snitch goes down. 20 seconds remaining. Another 2 points in the bag for the Huddersfield Giants. Impressive, the 0 against Castleford's name, though, isn't it? Mighty impressive. McGoldrick wide. No way through for Ryan Clayton. And that will do, I think. The players have had enough. The referees had enough, and the timekeepers have as well. David Hodgson's hat-trick, the highlight of the victory. Won in the first half. It was only 6-0. Terry Matheson, well, in reflective mood. But his team have, I suppose when you think about who was out of the side, his team have performed heroically. Kevin Brown had an important part to play in this Huddersfield victory, but it was David Hodgson who caught the eye with the hat-trick of tries.
Yeah, they've got talent, haven't they, the Giants? They moved the ball wide. At times, some of the passes weren't executed to perfection, but they did enough here today to pick up the 2 points. And then what's been a busy 8 days in pretty good shape.
Yes, an excellent defensive performance from Huddersfield, doing enough in attack. I mean, the 3 games in 8 days, I know that there's a number of these Huddersfield players who haven't played 3 in 8 days, but it takes its toll. There's